In today's tutorial, let me show you how to make one of my hexagon Christmas tree skirts, and this is really simple once you get it started. Let's do that right after this. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today I'm going to show you how to make one of my Christmas tree skirts, and this skirt is really interesting because it can go as big as you possibly ever need it. So if it grows and grows and grows until you get to the size that you want, that means that you don't have to really plan that far ahead when it comes to making sure that you got the right size. What I have here is that I have a really unique way that it turns. We have some overlapping stitches, so this is the front side of it and this is the back side that you can see there, and we have provided to you, we meaning me, I provided to you a crochet diagram that's available on the crochetcrowd.com, and you can see some other photographs of this whole laid out as well, just for your ease. So within today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to get started right in the very beginning stages. It does have a slit in it so you can wrap it around the base of a tree very easily. So without further ado, let's get onto this pattern. You'll need a 5mm size H crochet hook, and you'll need some Karen Party yarn. You can just substitute the hook to match your creativity, and as long as the hook matches the yarn you're gonna be good to go. For this particular design, for what I have that you see here, I used 2 balls of every of the colors. So we used fuchsia purple and silver, and so you can mix and match. You should know when you're changing your colors though is that this here that comes out, this is just an overlay, so it can only happen every other row because the fact is it's only on one side. As I showed you, on the back side looks different. So if you're planning on this, plan on 2 rows before changing your colors so that you can get the same effect that you see. So let's begin. I am using Bernat's Super Value today for the demonstration, a 5mm size H crochet hook. Remember that the one on the hook never counts as one for your slip knot. To make this in complete a hexagon that you need with complete with slit, you need to chain 53. So just roll the hook and pull through. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Go all the way to 53 and meet me back here in just a few moments. So now that I have my chain complete, you can see the size of it here. The first row that we're about to do is always the hardest because you have to establish your rows, and then once you get this, actually I think it's the next row after this, is that it becomes just a standard pattern that you can just repeat over and over. It's like a granny square. Once you get it started, it's good to go. So to start this, we need to go 5th chain from the hook. So just count back. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Turn it over and get the back hump of that 5th and double crochet 3 times. So 1, 2. So I don't want to baffle you too much with my crochet goodness. So I just want to let you know this chain that we have here, this gapping, counted as a double crochet and a chain 1. And that makes sense later on in the tutorial. So let's begin, and we're going to continue to move along. So we have to skip the next 2 chains. So 1 and 2, go to the 3rd one and double crochet that one plus the next 2. Okay, so there's gonna be 1 double crochet for 3 in a row, and this is the middle of one of the hexagon sides. So now we're gonna start turning a corner again. So we immediately just skip another 2 and we're going to double crochet 3 times into the 3rd one over, and we're gonna do our first turn. Gonna be 3 double crochets. You should know this whole pattern, the corners are the same all throughout the whole thing. So once you learn this, is pretty easy. You do 3, you're going to chain 2 and then 3 into the exact same chain, and you will notice your project will instantly start to turn. So let's continue to make another side. So all the sides are the same, if you can understand that. So we're going to skip 2, go to the 3rd one over and put in 3 double crochets. So we're gonna do 1 and do the next one for a double crochet. So this is another side that we're completing, and do it 3 times. So you'll have 3 right in a row. We're gonna move to another corner. So we skip 2 and go to the 3rd one over, and we're gonna put 3 double crochets in there. So 1, so we're turning a corner at this point, 2 and 3. Once you have the first side of the corner turned, you have to chain 2 and then continue to double crochet 3 more times back into the same chain to make that corner complete. So moving along the chain, you're going to skip the next 2, go to the third one over for a double crochet, and remember he has 2 more friends with him, so the next 2 are going to be a double crochet each. So there's a total of 3. And then we're skipping 2 and we're gonna begin another corner. So the third one over, 3 double crochet, 1, 2 and 3. That's half the corner. So let's turn the corner. So we gotta chain 2 first and do 3 double crochets again. So I want you to continue that same pattern going all the way across your chain. Okay, so you can see that you're turning your corners and it's starting to happen. So you can see I have 1 side, 2 side, 3 sides. How many sides are in hexagon? 6. So that means I'm halfway through. So continue that same patterning. So if you're confused, just skip the next 2, 3 double crochets in a row, 3 double crochets in a row, and then skip 2, do another corner, and then continue that same patterning going all the way around. I'll meet you at the end of this row, and then I'll show you how to move up. So I'm coming up all the way around to the end and I'm on my last side. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So to finish the last one, you're going to skip the final 2 and go into the very last one, and you're gonna put in 3 double crochets, but you're not done there, so just bear with me. So put in your 3, and you remember I had you go 5th chain of the hook. That's because this side has to be in balance. So you're gonna put in 3, chain 1 and double crochet to finalize off this row. Okay, so that's kind of what you've done on the other side, is just in an indirect way. Okay, so there is the starting of your Christmas tree skirt. We're gonna keep the same color and then we're going to move up. So let's keep the same color. So just turn your work and let's begin row number 2. Row number 2 and 3 are going to be the exact same thing for the remainder of your project. So now that we've gotten you started, let me show you how to continue. So we're going to chain up 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. That counted as a double crochet slash chain 1, and in this chain 1 space that you did at the end, I want you to put in 3 double crochets right into that chain 1 space. So 1, 2 and 3. This allows the project to grow. Now you're going to want to jump over this group of 3 in the row below and go into the space between the group of 3 and the first double crochet, and I want you to double crochet right into that space. And now I want you to double crochet right into the remaining double crochets that are already there. So this space is area is gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, so there will be more double crochets in between the corners as you grow your project bigger. Once you have that done, I want you to double crochet into this chain space, into the space between the last one and where the 3 start. We're gonna turn our corner, so the corners are always gonna be the same. We didn't chain 1 at all. We just go right into the chain 2 space and double crochet 3 times. 1, 2 and 3. Turn the corner by chaining 2 and 3 double crochets back into that same space. Okay, so you're not seeing that lift of the braiding look yet. It'll happen in the next row. Okay, so this is row 2. Row 3 is where it happens to make that braiding effect. So okay, so here's the group of 3 in the row below. We skip over that and double crochet into this gap space. Okay, and then double crochet in each of the double crochets along until you get to the other corner. Okay, don't forget to put in 1 double crochet between the space of the double crochet and the corner. You have to do that because that's part of the growth. And then right in the corner itself, you're gonna turn the corner. So it'll be 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet. Okay, so I want you to do that same thing going all the way across. So remember to start again, double crochet into this chain, into the space. It's not a chain 1 space. I keep thinking that it is, but it's not. Just a space. 1 double crochet in each of the double crochets that you have. Okay, double crochet between the last double crochet and the chain, or in the 3 double crochets. So just right in that space and then turn a corner. So 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end of this row and I'll show you how to finish this row and then how to do the next row, because the next row is the braiding look and we will be changing color at that point as well. So let me show you how to finish this row, and they're all gonna finish the same way on this particular row, because we're gonna repeat row 2 and 3 over and over and over. And don't forget to go into that gap space first. Okay, so the final corner, okay, the final edge is going to be 3 double crochets followed by a chain 1 and a 1 double crochet in there, and I want you to fasten this off. So we want to change your color. So if you want that beautiful look of the braid that appears in the corners, you have to fasten off at this point. And we're going to start with a brand new color, and the colors change every 2 rows. Okay, so now we have our green, and I'm just, for the fun of it, I'm not a very traditional Christmas person, but I'm going to do red and green. Why not, right? Only live once. So here we go. So I'm gonna turn my work and I'm gonna get ready for the next color, and you can see things are coming together quite nicely. So let's begin our next color. So I'm just gonna start off with a slip knot, put it on my hook. Now I want to come into the chain 1 space. Okay, so just here's the double crochet, here's the group of 3. Go right into the space itself. Just attach your yarn, okay, with the slip stitch, and then I want you to chain 4. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so what I want to do here is that I need to continue this pattern to grow, so I have to put in 3 double crochets into that same space I was just in. Okay, so this is how you always start when you're doing rows number 3. Okay, so rows 2 and 3 are the repeat. So last time what we did is that we came into this space right here. So we jumped over the 3, we went into the space. For that braiding look, I need you to do a double treble and come into this space 1 down. Okay, so not into this space but 1 down. To do a double treble, you wrap the hook 3 times. So 1, 2 and 3. Okay, there should be 4 loops on your hook prior to going into there, and you go into the exact same space where that other one was. Okay, just go right into that space and pull through. So you'll have 5 loops on your hook, so wrap and pull through 2, wrap and 2, wrap and 2, wrap and 2, and that gives you the braiding look that's down. So you're going to skip over this chain or this gapping space in this row for when you do this, and you immediately jump in then to the first double crochet that you can find. Okay, so by jumping all the way down, it was kind of the equivalent of going into the space that you found between the 3 double crochets and the first double crochet here. Okay, so then you're going to double crochet all the remaining double crochets that are in this row, for this particular side I should say. Okay, so you come into the last one and now you got the corner again, but you need to create this jumping down again. So to do that, you're gonna wrap the hook 3 times, so a double treble, and then come down into the space right here. So just come in from the front side, just pull through. You'll have 5 loops again, wrap in 2, wrap in 2, wrap in 2 and wrap in 2, and then you start the corner. So the corners are always the same. 3 double crochet, followed by a chain 2, and then 3 double crochet again. So I'm going to show you this again. Okay, so I'm going to continue. I'm not going to leave you hanging. Okay, so in the last row we would have went to the first one right here for a double crochet, but in this one every other row we have to do it like this. So we're going to do a double treble into this space right here, not this one. So 1, 2, 3, going into that space, yarn over, pull through, okay, pull through 2, pull through 2, 2 and 2, and then we start and then double crochet into the remaining double crochets that are there. So 1, so I don't really need to count it, I just gotta look for it, because every time we do a row each side is getting bigger and bigger. So once you get to this side here, you gotta do the same again. So to do that, double treble, so wrap 3 times into this space down here, pull through 2, 2, 2 and 2, and then start your corner. 3 double crochet followed by a chain 2, 3 double crochet. Okay, and so the next one, it's not this space that we normally would. We have to come down 1, so we're gonna wrap 3 times. Okay, so you jump in 2 rows below. Okay, pull through, oops, try that again. Pull through 2, 2, 2, 2 all the way back up, and then we start in with the double crochets on the first double crochet that you can run into. So continue that all the way around. You can see how it's looking at this point, and when we come back I'll show you again. The next row is basically this green one here, but done in red, and then you change the color and then you start again with the green if you wanted to, and then you do this what you're just doing right now to create that look, so it looks like it's all interlocked together. So I'm coming up near the end of the row. Let's finish off this row like we normally would for this one. So we'd have to wrap to do the double treble down. Don't forget to do that. We do that right all the way across on this row when we're doing this row, and then we jump immediately to this chain 1 space over here, and we put in our 3 double crochets followed by a chain 1 and double crochet. So we're not gonna change our colors at this point. We're just immediately gonna change our work, but this is what it looks like right now. You can see how the red is overlapped. It's really kind of a neat effect, and we're gonna turn our work. So this row that we're about to do is the same row, exactly what we did in the green here. Okay, so if you can imagine, you're just repeating rows 2 and 3 over and over again. So remember how to start that row is just chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 3 double crochets into that chain 1 space. Okay, so last time what we were doing in the last row, we were skimping all the way down, but you can see that we're on the back side now. So we're just coming in between the 3 and the first double crochet. Okay, and this is the one that is going all the way down, but it doesn't matter. Just look for that space after the 3 and put in your double crochet. And then each one of those that are in the rows, so you can even see that this is the double treble here, okay, and here, doesn't matter, just treat it like it's a regular stitch and just double crochet across the top. So we're just adding a double crochet into each to keep it from growing flat, keep it to grow flat. Once you have all those done, just come into the chain or the space that is in the last one here and the group of 3 and put in your double crochet, and then start your next corner. So the corners are always the same, chain or 3 double crochet. Okay, chain 2 and 3 double crochet, and do that all the way across. So once you're all the way across the other side, all you're gonna do is change your color once again, and then begin and do the next time that you go by is that you have to do then the ones that drop down for the entire row. So you can go as big as you want to. This is the basics of doing this particular skirt. You can stop as often as you want. I can honestly give you a tip too. So why don't I give you a tip? If you really wanted to change the rows every row, and I wasn't planning on teaching this, but what you know what who cares. So if you wanted to do, for example, say that you wanted every row to be this drop down here. So instead of doing the front post coming down or the front gap, to maintain that on the front side, you could do a double treble. Okay, but this time instead of coming from the front side, you would have to come from the back side and go into this last one here, which is the green one. Okay, so you move up 1 and you come in and you treat it like a normal back post. Okay, and so this will allow you to change your colors every time, and it will have these sit more closer together than just being so far apart. So that's just creativity. That's up to you. You know what, it is my pattern, but I prefer that you be happy, and you can just, as long as you treat your corners the same and as long as you add the correct number of stitches between the corners, you should not have any buckling problems at all. So let me show you that one more time. This is the alternative. So say you wanted to carry that along, so instead of just going into the double crocheting into the space, you could double treble and just come in from the behind into the green. Okay, it was the last green one, and treat it like a back post double crochet there, and that'll keep that on that side as well. Okay, so that's an alternative. That is up to you. And until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of Yarnspirations as well as thecrochetcrowd.com. Love to see your creativity. So if you get this done or even have a work in progress, just post it to the Crochet Crowd Facebook and we'd love to take a look at it and gawk at your creativity. Till next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd as well as Yarnspirations. We'll see you. Bye-bye.